Hello, I'm Clarence, and I'm playing Medieval Dynasty. But at the end of last episode, we got to Sambor, who we've got to talk to for this next quest. I think you're lost, boy. Sorry, I didn't mean to Wait a minute, look me in the eye and stop shivering, for crying out loud. Huh, black and blue, you're Jordan's family, aren't you? Yes, my name's Rasimir, you must be Sambor then. But how do you know that? I was talking to Unigust. He told me that you were part of the Reminders as well. Part of what now? The pack. The one with Unigust and Jordan. I've never heard this idiotic name in my life. Oh, sorry, maybe I've made a mistake. We were called the Undying Fist. Oh my, that's so much worse. Oh, now that's a lot better now. Think of that. You're damn right it is. That's because I came up with it. Everyone loved it. No idea why Unigast lied to you like that. I'm sure he was just jealous about your creativity. Ah, of course he was. And not only about that. Anyway, I would love to hear some stories about my uncle and the pack's adventures altogether. That's an amazing coincidence because I would love to spend my time telling the old tales by a crackling fire. Oh my, really? No, leave my property and forget where it is. Oh, come on, it'll only take a moment really. Just tell me. What was my uncle like? How did you become part of the Undying Fist? And what did you do exactly as the pack? You don't know what we did? Unigast didn't get to that part yet. Alright. But be quiet and try to be less annoying. Where should I begin? Right. It all started when Jordan left his home. He was 18 at the time, if I remember correctly. The clever bastard was always too big a fish for his birthplace, and he knew that. Left as soon as he could. But cleverness at such a young age always means two things, being arrogant and hot-headed. His plan was to set out a big adventure. That's it. Pretty detailed, huh? A path like that is paved with skeletons of young idiots, but none of them was Jordan. Either way, he was wandering for days. Days soon turned into weeks and his rations into dust. He was useless as a hunter, back then at least, so berries and mushrooms was all he could get, so obviously he needed some coins. He came across a manor and orchard so vast they seemed like an ocean. Jordan managed to find some work there. A week of back-breaking labour had passed. His hands were covered with blisters, skin red with the scorching sun, knees pulsating from pain. I must say, you're really an amazing storyteller. I wasn't expecting that. Shut up. Do you want me to finish? Where was I? Oh, right. He was exhausted from all the strenuous work he's done. Went to the Lord of the Manor with a smile on his face to collect the payment. His stomach was already full with fantasies of all the delicious treats he was dreaming of buying. And all of that was ruined by the hand of the Lord holding a couple of lousy coins. Jordan was furious. That was merely a fraction of the pay he was supposed to acquire. He started shouting at the Lord, demanding justice. Peasants were just flies to the Lord. Disgusting replaceable insects. And what do you do with a fly which buzzes too loudly? Both of the Lord's palms struck Jordan's ears with the strength of an ox. Jordan fell to the ground stunned, and the Lord's guards threw him out of the manor like garbage. Stealing that few pathetic coins whilst doing so, if I may add. It wasn't until evening when Jordan regained his hearing, and with it came a fervent thought. Thoughts of revenge. Your uncle was quite capable fighter when I met him 10 years later, but he wasn't back then. He knew the guards would massacre him if he only came close, so he needed to find another way to fulfill his vengeance. Jordan was always ambitious, but that hatred fueled him like nothing before. And what happened next? What came later was we becoming bored of this conversation. Go away. No way, you can't leave me like this. I can do whatever I want. Scram. I have things to do. What things? I'll do them for you. I'll do anything you want. Just please tell me the whole story. Damn, you're annoying. Please. Fine, just shut up already. Just say what needs to be done. You won't regret it. Here, grab this shovel. It's a piece of crap, but it will do. There's clay pits behind my house. Go there and dig up some clay for me. Clay, that's your pressing need. You have a pottery addiction or something. First of all, I don't need to explain myself to you, child. Secondly, it's for medical purposes, and that's the answer that will fully satisfy you. Got it? Whatever you say. So, he said grab a shovel. Already got one. There we go. So this is how you get clay. I haven't particularly bothered with clay in my other game. I let the excavators get it for me. Clay is good for door, which insulates your homes. You put it on the inside of the walls. You mix it with straw. There we go. Deliver clay to Samble. Here's clay you wanted. Will you finish the story now? Alright. So as I already said, Jordan wasn't much of a fighter back then. He didn't have any money or connections, but he had one thing, an unusual ability. You see, from an early age, Jordan was an exceptionally good liar. No sweaty palms, no voice cracks, no towels really. Calm, steady breaths, eye contact held all the way. He eventually managed to handle any kind of pressure, even in the crazy situations. But it wasn't that at first. He felt no pressure lying, no stress at all. It was as natural for him as breathing. He was absolutely no remorse. So you can listen all, that's very interesting and all, but what happened with the Lord? So just carry on listening. He came up with a plan. The plan's so immensely moronic and unrealistic that it's really hard to believe that it worked so perfectly. At first he convinced the nearby town's tailor to sew a whole new set of clothes worthy of the most wealthy nobleman. The finest fabrics, silk and threads, you name it, horrendously expensive. So how did he manage to afford it? You may ask. It's simple. He didn't pay for it. So we stole it? I said no such thing. Jordan was a thief, not in the traditional meaning of the word at least. Apart from that, did I finish the damn story? While wearing his new clothes, he travelled to the castle of the king of the realm and entered it. Okay, now I know what you're making this all up. That's simply impossible. You're absolutely right, it is. It's mad to even consider trying to pull that off, but Jordan, he just walked straight in. I don't blame you for doubting me. Damn, I would have been first to doubt a thing like that if I didn't see him doing it hundreds of times with my own eyes. Anyway, he walked right into the castle, and once he was there, he followed through with his plan, which was bedding his wife. Whose wife? The king's. The king's wife? So, the queen? Indeed. So let me get this straight. The plan was to get into the castle and lay with the queen. Exactly that. You're right, it's the most absurdly idiotic plan I've ever heard. I told you, but it worked like a charm. I still don't get it. What worked? What has he accomplished by that? After lovemaking, he dressed up, deliberately leaving his undergarments on the bedside, and told the queen he'll be right back with some refreshments. Then he went to one of the king's guards and told him that he saw a queen in the company of a strange man sneaking into one of the chambers. The guard rushed in and witnessed the queen naked in bed in a man's clothes right next to her. As a loyal servant, the guard reported on the matter directly to the king himself, who, as you can probably imagine, became furious to say the least. Couldn't really punish his wife. That would be bad for his reputation, but he could pursue a lover. Unfortunately for him, at this point, Jordan was long gone from the castle, riding a beautiful bay mare he borrowed from the stable into the sunset. I still don't get it. You see, the king didn't catch the filthy seducer, but it didn't mean he couldn't track him down and find him. To do so, the only track he could follow was the one thing Jordan left behind, except from his undergarments and a pleasurable memory for the queen. His name, not his real name of course. The name he was introducing himself as to the queen was the Lord of the Orchards. Precisely, now you get it. Ha! That's incredible. The Lord's head must have left the company of his body pretty promptly. Didn't that get the Lord hanged? That's some pretty extreme. So we'll go with the top one. He didn't get killed, that wouldn't be in Jordan's style. The queen begged for his life to be spared, so the king threw him in a dungeon, where he spent all the days he had left. Jordan was amazing. All that with just the power of his wits and speech. He surely showed the Lord that he shouldn't have wronged him. Don't get the wrong idea about the reasons. Jordan didn't get through all of that just because of what the Lord did to him. You see, the Lord was cruel, merciless brute. He mistreated all his subjects, killed for fun, raped for sport. People used to call him the laundryman because one of his habits was drowning his bastards in the lake right after birth, like unwanted kittens. The order needed to stop him, and he did, but that's not the end of the story. After the Lord's capture, someone had to take his place. He didn't have any rightful successors, but then, with an uncannily perfect timing, Okay, I'm a distant cousin of the Lord's, a charming young man with 2 different eyes. You have to be kidding me. He easily acquired all of the possessions of the sentenced relative, but Jordan didn't want any of that, not for himself, so he took only 3 bags of coins from the treasury and left everything else in the hands of the peasants. They're related, it's probably still worshipped there. I can tell you that. Oh, and one more thing. Why 3 bags, you might ask? That's easy. 1 for the tailor, another 1 for the stableman he took the horse from, and the last 1 for himself, with the exact amount of coins he was rightfully supposed to earn for his work at the orchard. I told you Jordan wasn't a thief, and that was it. He mounted his beautiful mare and left the realm continuing his adventures. At least that's the story he used to tell us, so nothing of that may be true at all. But that's just how it was with Jordan. Now I understand what you and Unigast were talking about. It really does sound surreal. Oh, I can't believe that you were talking about my uncle. My mother used to portray him as a simple merchant, successful but normal, mortal. Yeah, I was wondering if he actually was mortal many times. Well, now we know. But wait, you didn't tell me what happened. What was the purpose of the Undying Fist? Oh, I thought it would be obvious by now. On that day Jordan's mission was born, he knew that the spoiled, rotten elites like that were scattered all around the world, draining life and dignity from the hard-working simple folk. You sure this is medieval and not like current times? And that was capable of stopping them. To some extent at least, that's exactly what he started doing, overthrowing corrupted lords and giving back to the community. Sounds like a hero, a true hero. Well, it wasn't like, yeah, I guess you could say that. So how did you join the pack? Jordan was working solo until he met Unigast. The rats had jar fingers, could work where Jordan's tongue didn't. And then they needed someone with other talents they were lacking, like strength, manliness, bravery, independence, gallantry, and integrity. Right, I think I get the picture. So they recruited the best there was. I was between jobs at the time, so I gave them a chance, and finally the pack started to really make a difference. But I don't like to brag. Oh yes, I noticed, tumbles to bone. Right, yeah, let's do that. Thank you for noticing. People at my level don't need to boast about our skills, just like the sun doesn't need to prove it's bright. Anyhow, I already spoke more words to you than I did in the last 5 years to anybody, so it's time for you to go, and preferably don't come back ever. It was a great pleasure and a true honour. Yeah, I don't care. Leave now, and in return for giving away my location, deliver this delicious meal to Unigast. It's his favourite, a knuckle sandwich. Do you want me to hit him in the face? Did I stutter? No, sir. Of course, sir. I'm on my way. So, we've got to go and punch Unigast in the face. So, I'm going to save it here because we've got to run back past them wolves. And I'm very wary now. I'm just looking if there's a different way to go back. Where we won't get killed. Right, I think we'll just go for this way. I've got no space in our inventory either, so let's just go for it. Because on our way here we saw the wolves flashing up, didn't we? I thought we'd missed him. Okay. Not looking too bad at the minute. Not seen any wolves so far, so that's a good thing. We haven't got any room for logs. Won't slow us down, so I'll head back down there as quick as we can. What's that over there? That is supplies. Tin bar and tin oil, now it's going to put us way over, isn't it? And there's planks there as well. We've got anything we can drop that will drop us back below. Yeah, let's get rid of the spear. And probably the shovel, unless we've got anything else that we can drop. Let's get rid of the clay. Because we don't need that yet. Oh, I missed. Or did I? I'm just not hit it hard enough. Oh, there it is. There's the arrow. I missed. But we still haven't found a water skin, which is rather annoying. I thought we might have found one by now. So I just popped through this town that's names escapes me completely. Gostovia, there we go. Well, we've got to go and see Unigast. Then give him a punch in the face. Here he is. So, it's always nice to see you, Rasimir.
Sitting.
Unigast, hello. I've talked with Sam.
Favorite activity.
He's a real sweetheart, isn't he? Sweetest like a jar of honey, or are you kidding? He was the most terrifying person, so sweetest like honey. That's Sambal for you, I see. He did tell me about my uncle, though. The story about the Lord of the Orchards. He was some...
It's Gostovia, not Ghostovia.
He had some expectedly good storytelling skills. Unexpectedly good storytelling skills, doesn't he? Yes, he really does. I was downright astonished by that. One time, I swear he went for over a year without speaking a single word, but when he was sitting by the fire, he remembered some anecdote, laughed out loud and began his tale. Went from a total mute to the master of ceremonies. The narrative was so gripping, it was hard not to listen. He even did voices, but after finishing, he became silent again. I've never understood that side of him. A theatre genius trapped in the body of a bear wrestler. He actually asked me to give you something. Really? And what was that? A knuckle sandwich. Yeah, it sounds exactly like Sambal. So are you going to deliver? Do you want me to? Oh sure, I love being punched in the face. around the valley I'm known for it. Would you be so kind as to do for free though? I'm all out of my being punched in the face budget. Really? Okay, you're joking. I started worrying there for a second. No, we'll go with that. Don't, Samboy just likes to say crap like that. But if he asks, I'll tell him you knocked me out cold. Just out of curiosity, what did Samboy tell you about him becoming part of the pack? He said that you were looking for the best to recruit, and that was an obvious choice. Yeah, that sounds like something he would say. Well, he was clearly full of crap. Isn't that the truth? It's not a pleasant memory, but I believe you deserve to know the whole story. We didn't recruit him. Well, I guess we did. Jordan did. But that wasn't a matter of choice. When Jordan and I started to follow the mission together, we were rather successful. Everything was going smoothly. Too easy, even. We were doing a lot of good, putting many well-deserved smiles on oppressed faces. That's when we let our guard down. There was a secret guild formed by a few of the higher-ranking knights and barons. We called them the Vendors. Bunch of really heartless bastards, and most lucrative business was selling a living merchandise. And no, I'm not talking about animals. Please don't say it. Slavery was strictly forbidden in the realm. The Queen was adamant about that. Well, the Vendors had their own set of rules to follow. They caged them like cattle, mostly women and children forced to fight rats for the poor little rations they were being given in the damp dungeon they were held in. The guild preferred quantity over quality, so they didn't care about diseases, and they didn't tend to wounds. I think I'm going to be sick. Sometimes it took them weeks to get the dead out of the cages. Survival of the fittest, or rather outlasting of the least fortunate. It was simply horrible, if you ask me. All the damn guild deserved a cruel and slow death, but that wasn't how we operated. The order made it very clear from day one we were never to take a life. That was the most important of rules. Anyway, we managed to get everyone out, carriages full of broken people. Even the horses kept their heads low, mourning. The despair in the air was even more poisonous than the stench from the rotting flesh. And in all that, we forgot to make ourselves safe as well. We were caught by the mercenaries who brought us to the torture chamber. Yes, this gruesome place had an even worse room hidden inside. Unbelievable. The Vendors weren't in their patient mood, so they sent their worst torturer right away. I was horror-struck, truly petrified, could barely breathe. Jordan didn't say a word, just looked at me. His eyes were relaxed but focused. I realised he wanted me to be calm as well, but I just couldn't. He was first. The torturer strapped Jordan to a chair and just started swinging. His fists were like anvils. Every hit drew blood or broke bones. In a matter of seconds, Jordan's face looked like a bloody pulp. The only thing poking through it was his smile. It was one of many times I wondered if he was even human. The torturer quickly realised that he needed different tools for such a unique specimen and went to grab his blades. That's when Jordan started talking. He was making him offers, one after the other. But the torturer just kept carving his torso like he was preparing a steak to be grilled. There was so much blood I could taste it in my mouth. I wanted to pass out, just to run away from all of that, but I couldn't. My heart was pounding way too fast. That's horrible. Suddenly the torturer stopped. He looked at me and back at Jordan. This was the only thing he says. If you're lying, you're going to watch me do the same to him. I was about to puke, but Jordan just nodded. So he untied us both and helped us escape. There were more mercenaries on our way, heavily armed. No one stopped us. Even they were terrified of that guy. We managed to get out in one piece. Well, we managed to get out alive. Jordan's wounds wouldn't heal for weeks, and even after he was scarred so badly, it looked like a chainmail stitched to his skin. But we had escaped death, and its emissary became one of us. The torturer, it was Sambor, wasn't it? Yes, I have no words. I'm so sorry this happened to you. Now I understand why Sambor didn't want to tell the truth. It sounds absolutely horrid. Good with that. And to be honest, the nightmares of that night never stopped. How could you want a person like that amongst your troop? You think I wanted that cutthroat anywhere near me? I couldn't get a sleep with him around for days. I was constantly watching my back, watching his every move. So why didn't you blow him off? That's simple. You already made a deal with him, promised him the only thing that mattered to that brute, which was money. A whole lot more than what the guild was paying him. And he cut from every heist that we did. But couldn't you just pay him off or run away? That's not the way Jordan did things. He was a master liar, but when he gave someone his word for real, he never backed down. Despite what we later found out, Sambor wasn't even his nature. He was just a true soldier, did what was asked of him. The Ordnance spent hours talking with him, explaining our rules of conduct. Sambor never broke any of them, not once. That's incredible. Your lives on me. I don't think I would be able to handle all of that. Honestly, I hope you never will have to. I've been through a lot, and after all these years, the thing I wish you the most is to have a boring, steady life. I'm not the type of person to get bored. There's always something to do, or compared to your stories, boring life sure sounds pleasant. We'll do that. Then I have a special request for you that will help you achieve that boredom. Sure thing, what do you need? I need you to go to Borrow, find Ida, and get my scythe back from her. Consider it done. So that big long story has took hours and it's gone dark. It's midnight. That's one hell of a story. So we've just got one more quest to do for that and some flirting. Which...
Sometimes I get a feeling that the locals frown upon us.
How's life treating you?
She's 21. So you can do romance. You seem very interesting. Can I ask you something? Or you can buy presents for someone, and so you work enough and get under a skin. What do you do in your spare time? So our affection's gone up.
Once
I think
I met
drinking
a
is
guy
not a
who
hobby,
kept
young
saying,
lady.
"Wind's howling,"
I would have to go with
even when there was just a light breeze.
fooling around, never a meaning of it. Wink. Okay. What's your favourite colour? Mine's brown. I don't really know why. It's always made me feel safe. Orange, it suits me. I think I'm like a flame, hot, and love to dance in the wind. Okay.
Take care.
So that's done that. That was a successful flirting. She's got 10% affection for us now. You have to get it up to 100% and then you can ask her to marry her. Because you do need an heir. So we'll run back. I'll run us back and bring you back when we get there, unless anything happens. Oh, here we go. Getting back to our house. So we'll just go to bed. And wait till morning. Here we go. It's a lovely summer's day. So I think we'll leave this one here. And we'll come back next time and see what we're going to do. We need to do a couple more quests because we still can't make more than 5 buildings. So we will need to do that. I just want to check that. The moose and that haven't gone away. I put the field up here. Oh no. Oh no, I think I might have got too close with that farmland. That field. Oh no. Oh, that's disappointing. No, there's nothing there. Oh. So it doesn't really matter if I start looking at these trees then. does it? That's a shame. So anyway, we'll leave this episode here. And we'll come back next time and see what's going to go next. I might, off camera, I might go and get some supplies. We need logs and stuff for our next building. So I might get some more logs and put them in our storage. But we'll see between now and then. So, thanks for watching. Take care, guys. Bye-bye for now.